KIPP Dream Prep, it's Mr. Hurlbert, your wonderful art teacher, and I am super excited to be talking to y'all today. I miss y'all so much, and what I'm super excited about is even though we cannot be with each other at KIPP Dream Prep, that I still have the opportunity to provide you guys with wonderful options of learning art and self-expression through online learning. I did want to bring someone to see y'all because before spring break, I know a lot of you were asking about him and how he is doing. And one of my favorite snakes, and one of y'all's favorite snakes that y'all have met before, is Milky, my ball python. I'm gonna bring him out now to say hello. So everyone say hello, Milky. Milky, are you gonna say hello? Say hello to them. Say hello. He's waving at y'all. Even though y'all can't see it, he's waving. Alright, so enjoy my puppet making and the story I tell at the end of this video about the rich man and the shoemaker. Bye, y'all. Everyone say bye to Milky. Milky, you gonna say goodbye? Alright, so today's story that I'm gonna be reading, y'all, is titled The Rich Man and the Shoemaker. Once upon a time, there lived a poor but cheerful shoemaker. He was so happy he sang all day long. The children loved to stand round his window to listen to him. Next door to the shoemaker lived a rich man. He used to sit up all night to count his gold. In the morning, he went to bed, but he could not sleep because of the sound of the shoemaker singing. One day, he thought of a way of stopping the singing. He wrote a letter to the shoemaker asking him to call. The shoemaker came at once, and to his surprise, the rich man gave him a bag of gold. When he got home again, the shoemaker opened the bag. He had never seen so much money before. He sat down at his bench and began carefully to count it. The children watched through the window. There was so much there that the shoemaker was afraid to let it out of his sight, so he took it to bed with him. But he could not sleep for worrying about it. So he got out of bed and went to hide it in the attic, but he was not sure if that was a good place. Very early in the morning, he got up and brought his gold down from the attic. He had decided to hide it in the chimney instead. But after breakfast, he thought it would be safer in the chicken house, so he hid it there. But he was still uneasy, and in a little while, he dug a hole in the garden and buried his bag of gold in it. It was no use trying to work. He was too worried about the safety of his gold, and as for singing, he was too miserable to utter a note. He could not sleep or work or sing, and worst of all, the children no longer came to see him. At last, the shoemaker felt so unhappy that he seized his bag of gold and ran next door to the rich man. "Please take back your gold," he said. "The worry of it is making me ill, and I have lost all my friends. I would rather be a poor shoemaker as I was before." And so the shoemaker was happy again and sang all day at his work. The end. Alright, now that we have our story, it's time to move on to part 2, our brainstorm. First, we're going to list our characters. We have the shoemaker, our main character, the rich man, our antagonist, the village children, the shoemaker's friends, our cat, the shoemaker's pet, and the dog, the rich man's pet. And now that we have our list of characters, we're going to sketch or search for inspiration to make those characters into puppets. I found sock puppets, I found bag puppets. You can turn all different types of materials into puppets. After, you're going to list and gather your needed materials so that you can move on to part 3, which is creating our puppets. For me, this was the funnest part. I started by making a bag puppet. Our bag puppet is going to be our main character, the shoemaker. The way I started out our bag puppet is I found a bag. What I used was a Whataburger bag, which to me was super easy and it recycles the material, so you don't have to go out and get anything. For this, it's super easy to find your materials. I used some materials that I had in my art studio because being an artist, I have watercolors, paints, all sorts of things. But at home, you could use something as simple as crayons or even pencil or just one marker. It doesn't need to be colored in and as detailed as I made it. I just chose to make it extra detailed for y'all. So what you've seen me do here is I have colored in the eyes and the glasses on the top part, and the bottom part after the fold is his mouth. So then when you move the fold, it looks like his mouth. Now I'm making the collar of his shirt. And then after I make the collar of his shirt, I'm gonna go ahead and color in the body and add finishing details. Now that we've added those finishing details, it's to my favorite part, which was the hair. I used toilet paper, actually, to create his hair. Toilet paper and a glue stick. As you can see, I just crumpled the toilet paper, added some glue, and stuck it to the sides. Then I took some watercolors and just dabbed it in areas with some brown to make his hair look grayish, brown, white. You could do this with a marker even, or you could have just left his hair white. Now I'm adding the finishing touch of his mouth, and then we're ready to go with him and move on to our next puppet. Yay! And we're done! Don't forget to take a quick break to say hello to your animals. That's my dog Roland, and there's Kaya! Woo! Now we're moving on to our next puppet, a sock puppet for the rich man. All I did was use Sharpie for his eyes and mouth, some yarn for his glasses, and toilet paper for his hair again. It was so easy to make, it literally took me about 10 minutes. And I'm using my leftover sock and yellow yarn to make a bag of gold and some gold pieces. Super easy, and then we're done with this part. Do y'all like my snake shed scarf? It's brand new. Now we're moving on to our last part, the village people. All I did was draw some little pieces of clothes, eyes, and mouths on pieces of paper and cut them out. It was super easy, it took about 5 to 10 minutes. And then I took those pieces and I found utensils from my kitchen, some paintbrushes, things really easy to find around the house. And then I just used tape to tape the eyes, mouths, and clothing onto my little characters for the village. And it was super easy. And I'm done puppet making. That was it. Super easy. At the end of it, I had 7 villagers, a rich man with his bag of gold, and our main character, the shoemaker. Now it's time to tell our story. I'm super excited. Enjoy! Once upon a time, there lived a poor but cheerful shoemaker. He lived with his cat and all the beautiful, wonderful shoes that he made. He was so happy that he sang all day while he made shoes. I'm singing, I'm making my wonderful shoes, and I'm singing la 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 la. While he would make his wonderful shoes, the children loved to watch him. As they would walk home from school, they would stop by his shoe store and say hello to the shoemaker. Hello, Mr. Shoemaker. Oh, hello, children. Next door to the shoemaker lived a rich man and his dog. The rich man would stay up all night counting his gold with his dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have so much gold. Ha 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 ha. And in the morning, the rich man would try to go to sleep after counting all his gold. I'm singing and I love making shoes. I'm singing and I love making my shoes. Hello, villagers. Hello, children. Oh, What was that noise? Oh, that poor old shoemaker, always making his shoes and saying hello to everyone that passes by. He keeps me up. I need a plan. What would be a good idea to keep the shoemaker quiet? One day, the rich man came and knocked on the shoemaker's door. Knock, knock. Hello? Yes, I have brought something for you. I have brought you a wonderful present. I have decided to share my riches with you so that you may feel what it's like to be a rich man. Well, thank you, sir. I'm just so shocked. Thank you. Wow, I have never seen so much money before. The shoemaker sat down and spent the whole day at his table counting his money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He ignored the villagers all day. There was so much money that the shoemaker was afraid to leave it from his sight, so he took the money to bed with him. As the shoemaker tried to sleep, he kept thinking about the money and kept thinking and thinking. And it was so hard for him to fall asleep. Then he had an idea. Well, I'll just hide the money in the attic and no one will see it or try to take it. So the shoemaker went up to his attic with his money to hide it. So in the morning he woke up bright and early and thought, where can I hide the money instead of hiding it in the attic? So he took the money from the attic and tried to hide it in his chimney. And he thought, there, that's a good place. Then the shoemaker went to eat breakfast. But after breakfast, the shoemaker thought to himself, I don't know, someone could take the money from the chimney. So he thought, well, I'll hide it in the chicken coop. And then, that way, no one will be able to find it. So the shoemaker took the money and walked to his chicken coop. There, the shoemaker hid his money and thought that no one would find it. After the shoemaker had hid his money in the chicken coop, he thought to himself, I don't know. Maybe I will try to hide it in the garden. So the shoemaker took his money and dug a hole in the garden. And he placed his money there and buried it. When he returned home to work, he thought, there's no use working. All I can think about is this money. And don't even ask me to sing. I'm too miserable thinking about the safety of my money. Hello, Mr. Shoemaker? Leave me alone, children. He's become so mean. Oh, children, no, don't go. I'm so sorry. Oh, this money. I need to get rid of it. Why, hello, shoemaker. I was just counting my gold. Please take back your gold that you gave me. I cannot handle it. It makes me too ill. And I've lost all my friends. I can't even make shoes anymore. I'd rather be a poor shoemaker, but happy, than a rich, sad man. La la la, making shoes, la 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 la. Wow, Mr. Shoemaker, you're back. I am, and I am so happy to be a shoemaker again. The shoemaker lived happily ever after in his village, making shoes, being a poor but happy shoemaker. Yes! I hope y'all enjoyed. Now it's your turn to make your puppet show of your favorite storybook. And don't forget to share your video puppet show. I'm super excited to see what y'all are gonna make. I know you're gonna do amazing. You can share it on the Google Classroom or share it on the KIPP Dream Prep Facebook using the hashtag KDP Art Puppet Challenge. Thanks for watching. See y'all later. Bye.